So what's up, guys? Just give it a few minutes, get situated. All right, let's get started. Kind of start this list over because a lot of things have changed. So 5. Let's go ahead and start with our economic calendar right here. Let me turn this background noise off a bit. Today we have factory orders. So at 10 a.m. we have a little bit of data, nothing big. Big one on Wednesday is going to be the FOMC meetings minutes. On Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to have the jobless claims, a few speeches at 1, apparently. And Friday, we have our unemployment rate, our monthly unemployment rate, and then Feds Williams speaks in Puerto Rico. So the main watch on that is going to be at the end of the month with the FOMC big tech earnings and the ADP quarterly rate. So some 10 a.m. data, FOMC minutes, Wednesday. Futures, we got past this pretty choppy last Wednesday. Powell talking, everyone thought we'd have movement, and we went completely sideways. We just chopped, fell. We tested kind of once, twice, 3 times, broke above, and then fell. So I thought we would squeeze when we get past like 38.40, 38.50 squeeze, because we have this was our only supply above, and then we'd probably see the bottom of this consolidation, and then we'd be back in this consolidation and trying to hit that supply. But as of right now, we've had a pretty strong rejection. Let's see if we broke our uptrend. Yeah, I'd say our uptrend was broken here. Now we're starting. Let's see if we continue to make the lower lows, lower highs. We rejected pretty strong, pretty accurate on this 1 hour supply right here, where we had a really strong sell-off. We based at about noon that day on the 28th, and then had another strong drop after that. Futures were looking good. To the upside, I'm watching this 3-hour where we sold off. And we could possibly. I'm not the biggest fan of this 3-hour right here because that upper wick almost matches the next candle. So I'm kind of trying to figure out the downside. If you bring it down to a lower time frame, we kind of do have nice consolidation here after that. So I kind of honestly I don't like it much down here. We do have that 0.618 fib from this swing low, our recent low, to our overnight high. Kind of watch that if we retrace down to there. And we kind of have a base drop going right now. Doesn't really show it on any time frame though. I'll kind of watch it right there. But overall, I mean, we're just in a range. This is like in a range. Scalp, what's up, Brad? Kind of scalper's paradise. We might. I mean, we need to hold these lows. It's gonna be definitely a little tough trying to predict where this market's gonna go. I believe most likely a low volume is gonna come in due to the long weekend. We had pretty decent volume coming last time, and then kind of fell off. And we're hitting that fib right now. Okay. So that's ES. 38, 36. Our supply, not much lagging on the demand side. Just coming on to this really strange chop. And we're selling off pretty hard though. I mean, futures were looking good. NQ. Same thing. 3-hour. So NQ kind of really didn't get past that area. That 1-hour drop base drop. This one's up here with the wick. It comes down to here, but didn't get all the way up there. And we're looking at a 11,650 supply. Same thing as drop, kind of drop base drop. But this one's a strong one. Let's see if we can bounce from here, kind of where we had this strong end of day push from Friday, but you can see our rally from Friday has just been destroyed. So you can tell we're getting a little pop from here. Probably some orders, people like buying here. Looks like crypto's kind of taking a hit after its run up. Let's look at VIX. VIX, nice bounce from its demand here. Not much. I'm not liking VIX that much overall. Just been acting very strange. Still got that 29.77 kind of 30 area. You can tell right here we haven't been able to breach past it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 times we've tried. Let's go ahead and look at SPY and QQ while we're at it. So on the weekly, we had a nice push up, kind of sell off, closed about middle of that candle. Daily, I mean, you could kind of see what people, a lot of people thought would be like a kind of a W. We do have a gap above. Very small gap below. SPY definitely a little tricky. These candles are strange. For me, my main watch is right down here, 367.27. We have this demand gap up, gapped up, pretty strong gap up right there. But intraday, like, I think kind of looks ugly. You turn on extended hours, you can tell we can't breach past this area. You know, same with NQ, same with EF. We're unable to break past here, and we're still selling off. Did we get any news or anything? Because it slides as recession fears Trump tariff optimism. Speculation that Biden was about to roll back many Chinese tariffs. Unclear how this would help ease inflation, but a move that the market clearly read as a risk positive. Fizzled as soon as Europe opened this morning, and alongside it tumbled the euro, which plunged to a 20-year low. So Europe's killing it. So Europe's kind of killing us. U.S. natural gas futures down 6%. So natural gas is down 6%. But let's go ahead and keep going through this. That's a pretty good sell-off. Apple, kind of looking at the QQQ chart. Really love to see it get down to green, red, green. Would love to see it get down to this area right here at 132.50, where we had a gap up. One 132.5. AMD, this thing is just still super weak. AMD is kind of at a very important Very important lever. Here I do ES mainly. I play um spy off of ES. So right now I was looking for it. If we were gonna hold, we have this fib from swing high to swing low. See if we could retrace the 0.618. We're breaking through right now. We have just kind of this really strange chop area. Um, Strange price action from Friday, which is I don't know how we're gonna react to that. And then even Thursday we had definitely strange price action with a huge push up and then just a continuation sell off. So not sure what's gonna happen in this area. We definitely need to hold that 30 like 3750 to the upside. I got 3800 for able to bounce up down, and then we have the strong 3836 on ES. Um, it is we do have FOMC minutes coming in tomorrow. We have kind of the start of the quarter and the month. Not sure how much volume went into Friday with it being a long weekend. So we can definitely see some good volume coming in today at the beginning of the month. But we seem to be having a very strong sell off with Europe kind of declining. But I always go through, I start with ES, SPY, QQQ, all that, and then I finish up with those. So we'll go ahead and pick AMD. I'm really not looking at AMD at all. On a weekly, we have a very important area here, or we have that nice rally. We could possibly get back down to like 59.26. That's horrible. I love AMD long term. Meta, um, Meta's another tough one. Look at this one, you know, about whole month of chop right here. But we are kind of, if you look at the higher time frame, we're at that 153 mark. Seems a nice support resistance, and then, we could possibly get down to 137. But all depends on what is going to happen at market open. Microsoft definitely outperforming the market. So right now we're holding this demand, but you can tell we've already touched 1, 2, 3 candles in a row. So I don't like it. I don't think we're going to hold it. I'd like to see us get down to right here. Kind of this demand here at 250. So Microsoft demand at 250. On the upside, we have, tell that was it a 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour. 4 hour supply here. We sold off. We gapped down a few times. You can tell how strong that sell off was. Broke previous structure right here. You can tell when we came back and touched that demand, what did we do again? We sold off again right here. So upside, so we had a demand here. Not the best one, but we sold off. So you got, when we have these, even though I don't have extended on, You still got picture that this candle, this next candle technically is a red one going down. So that's how a demand, that's how my demand is created. We still have a demand, but it's a gap down, which is definitely stronger. That's how we broke previous structure right here. So definitely a strong one. You could tell when we came back and basically 259, we almost touched it on the penny. 259.81, and you can tell, look at that gap down. What is this? Oh. Look at that, we're down 1.3%. So now I'm kind of watching right here. A lot of demands are going to be created today because we had a green Friday, and then we're gapping down. So we're gonna have our rally, kind of our base, and then our sell-off. So watch what happens when we get back up to these highs. If we do get back up to the highs from Friday, see how we react in the video. And I had what did we get in that NVIDIA? We had NVIDIA. I thought we had a longer NVIDIA call. No, we had a 7-1. We just got that a little bit while ago. But NVIDIA, here's the final gap. And you can tell here's our weekly 129. But NVIDIA's been, NVIDIA, AMD, all the semis have been super, super weak. Usually semiconductors lead the market. If semis are strong, usually the market's strong. If semis are weak, usually the market's weak. So we gotta wait for the market kind of start rebounding from this recession and all that. And you can see semiconductors get strong again. Tesla, a lot of news on Tesla over the weekend. They had their Berlin factory close temporarily. And whatnot, but this demand right here was a nice spot to buy in. You can tell, this demand we pushed up 25%. You could tell when we came back down in here, even though we had a double bounce, we still pushed up pretty nice. You can tell, look at that sideways action. Right. We have a rally, base, rally here. You can tell when we came back, look, we had a nice little bounce there. 5%. We've touched it, so I don't like it. So, I'm really watching kind of 646, 647. And then we're watching that supply up here. So we're kind of in the middle on Tesla. So just wait for it to do its thing. Does have stock split coming up. I don't know if it's been approved yet. Not 100% sure on that. Amazon, strangely super strong on Friday. Which that is demand. Still have this head and shoulders. Almost played out. Usually head and shoulders are bearish, so I thought we'd fall through. But this kind of 102 area is staying pretty strong. Staying really strong. To the upside. Not really. I could see Amazon maybe possible bounce here. Could tell we before we had a base rally here. Then we had kind of a drop base rally here. So possibly watch 106.75. But a lot of things, I don't know how the market's going to react. The American market, Europe, got crushed. Let's see what happens when our market opens. We have some data coming out at 10, so that might affect the market too. BA, this isn't a supply. This is just a key level that we just can't get past right here. That was former support, broke through, resistance. Other stocks I'm watching, Google, splits coming up on the 18th. Amazon had a nice run up to the split. Shopify had a nice run up to its split. So kind of watch Google to run up to its split. Nice, beautiful rejection from this supply here. We gap down to create two gaps, pretty strong sell off. 12%. You can tell once we hit that, even after a nice strong green candle, we hit that supply, sold off pretty nice. Friday we hit that demand really nice. So once we hit that demand, even after a super strong sell-off on the 30th, so on Thursday, super strong sell-off, we're able to bounce from that demand. So missed that. But with supply and demand, I only like to do it if it's a fresh demand. We could possibly bounce and kind of watch it. If we do bounce again, we could bounce up, tag this one, then continue down. But my main watch is if it's going to be fresh. You can tell once we broke out of this area, we haven't touched it. All these buy orders are still here. As soon as we touch it, we bounce up again. Supply and demand, you go. Usually I have your big bounce. I say it's like a bouncing ball. You have your big bounce, you're going to have a little tiny bounce. And then you can tell we had a little smaller bounce. We might have like a little tiny bounce, and eventually we're going to fall through the table, like I like to say. So a bouncy ball, you throw it and it gets smaller, and eventually it breaks through. Other stocks, not really looking at other stocks. Roku, Snap, Shop, Square, Twitter, Upstart. Yeah, not really looking at many other ones. Just sticking to my main ones as of right now. Let's go through some algos. See what last week brought. I was out pretty much most of last week, kind of just trading a little bit for my laptop, so it was a little different for me. Discord. Let's try to find it. All right, here. Move that down. Now you can't really see. Yeah, y'all can't really see who it is. Let's remove that. And let's go kind of through our, we'll go net flow 5. And I'd like to always do my main ones, Microsoft 5, NVIDIA 5, Tesla, and what are my other main ones? Meta. So there are some discords out here. This is Trady Ticks. That's how I pronounce it. I heard people pronounce it a different way, but this Discord I'm in has the bot, which helps a little bit. Every time I subscribe to them, I kind of don't use it, but I would really like to have that real time. But let's just go through it. So we have, this is 5, so it's 5-day. Fortunately, it doesn't tell you which. I wish it would tell you the time down here. You can tell white line's the price for new people. In here, I like to show this. You can tell when out. We'll see some instances where we have spikes, and you can tell good time to get in. For $50 a month, this is not bad. This gives you flow too and everything, but you can tell the red lines. So net inflow of puts is the red line. So if the red line's going up, there's more puts being bought than sold. So if price is going down and puts are going up, that's a good sign for, to not sell your puts. You see right here, people start taking profit probably on that huge drop. So we have a huge price drop and then kind of the net inflow puts drop. But you could be like, okay, so it dropped. People are just taking profits on that. It's a good time to take profit with a $5 drop right there. You can tell price is starting to slowly creep up. So green is starting to keep up. This is the overall market. Good sense overall. SPY, there could be a lot of hedges with SPY. But you tell we had, look at this huge spike up. We had someone knew something because they sold out before that big spike up. We had a huge spike up. People started buying in. You can tell price went down, premium went up. So premium has been going up till here, and price has been going down. Try to find this better. Apple, Apple, you can tell it's been pretty nice move up here. Your net inflow on puts have kind of been sideways. Nothing out of the ordinary. Not a straight line, but you can tell your net inflow on calls have been slowly going up, staying positive. You can tell price was down here at 136, hit 139, so $4 move, pretty nice. AMD, we had this right here. This is, I think, probably before MU earnings. Big sell and call premium. Call premium just going down, price going down. No one's looking long, looking into AMD right now. You really want this to get above the puts. You can tell we're -3 too. You really want to get above the puts and get positive to actually start looking at AMD long. But then you have QQQ. We crossed here, but it's been going down. So kind of keep that on a watch. The QQQ calls are kind of increasing. But also you got to realize that SPY and QQQ do have hedges. So people could be hedging, their tech puts, their tech shorts with QQQ calls, or sometimes you have with SPY, you have SPY way up here, you have these huge shoot ups. This could be just a long-term hedge, someone buying super long in like December puts. So it's always a little hard to watch. Sometimes SPY could go straight, be 3% green, and puts could be all the way up. Microsoft, the calls is above the puts, so kind of keep that on watch. Probably the last day. A lot of these seem pretty much the same. NVIDIA, you could tell NVIDIA might possibly starting to bottom a little bit. You can tell a lot of people are taking their profits on NVIDIA puts. So they kind of think that drop's extended a little bit. Apple, went over Apple. This is Apple 501. Oh, here's the Apple 5. You can tell that huge spike up on puts. You see that, you kind of keep that and watch. Be like, okay, huge spike up here, and you can tell, look at the price just drop. Calls sideways, so more puts are being bought than calls. Meta, Tesla's kind of all over the place. All right, we'll go back here. There we are, hitting our demand here. It's a 30. I don't know what I put there. Kind of like that doji. So I really like to see it bounce. But hitting our demand there, we're kind of popping up, but nothing strong. Main thing is gonna be at market open. See what happens there. So going back to ES, we had this strong sell-off, based here, another sell-off, just complete sideways action. Right there, there's our base drop, right there where we hit that spot on, and sold off. Oop. Can't look better than that. You can tell we kind of, this key level 38, 35, kind of this highs here. You can tell we kind of ping-ponged here. So my key levels, you gotta, I like to have them. See, and then there's that break up, and then we're gonna see how we ping pong between these levels. And I thought we start ping ponging here. That's how we broke down. Just had a little tap up. So it looks like we're probably going to start ping-ponging here. So, if you're kind of a long-term, you just play level to level. I thought we'd get up back here and then sell off again. But that's going to end it today, guys. Just a kind of quick one. It's really hard after a long weekend because, especially with Europe selling off, I don't know if that's going to correlate into our market. And I also have to be on diaper duty. My wife's got a doctor appointment. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm here every morning. Usually a little bit longer, but appreciate you guys.